she had like a full big like coming out as non-binary, and probably never will, as I think is because I think I'm still kind of confused. And like I probably always will be, because some days someone will come to me and be like, sir, and I'm like,
excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
is a sir in the room with us? But then some days I'm like, yes, I am man. Or my partner will call me her boyfriend, and I'm like, I am your boyfriend. But then like if a middle-aged man walks up from behind me and accidentally calls me ma'am, but it's different if like a little old lady calls me ma'am. And then I remember one time there was this family, and this little girl turned to her mom from the shopping cart and was like, Mom, are they a boy or a girl? Of course on the outside I was like, but on the inside I was like, you know? Personally, I'd like to identify as a nuisance.
Personally, I think you're a f***ing idiot.
Now, I love the ones where they just come right out and say, and I'm quoting the young fellow from the first clip we just saw, I think I'm still kind of confused. Kinda? You don't say. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and slightly crazy clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this young lad with the receding hairline goes by the name Gina. Gina?
And you are Gina?
Gina. Hey, what's up?
Now, Gina is a biological man who identifies as a trans woman and also a lesbian, and enjoys taking photos of himself using the ladies' restroom.
Bad touch, stranger danger.
All right, let's keep this party rolling with this young fellow who gives me the same vibes as the guy from the first clip that we saw. Now, this behavior is very bizarre. What do these people expect? What do they expect? Roll it.
I look up right now. It's because I've been sobbing. I was just talking with customer support with my bank. I was calling about some bank stuff. The lady, was super nice. So she called me Mr. Carter, which is, my voice is deep, I get it. I was like, oh, actually, it's Miss Carter. And she's like, oh, sorry.
How does that feel, baby?
And then she just proceeded to call me Carter. But she kept saying sir, and it is accidental, and she didn't correct herself. But at some point during the call, I just started sobbing because, the dysphoria has been a lot lately. I feel so bad because she heard me sobbing, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I know how it feels, sir. I mean, ma'am. God. I don't blame her at all.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
So you saw that, you heard that. Now, that young lad was having a meltdown because he got misgendered over the phone. So the lady on the other end, customer support, obviously couldn't see his face. She could only hear his voice. So what the f does he expect her to do? I mean, at least Abby here is prepared for it. Roll it.
Good morning, beautiful humans. Abby here. Looking great and ready to go get misgendered probably 15 times today. It'll be fine. Y'all have the best day. Bye.
What the f*** is this guy talking about?
Once again, I ask, what the f do these people expect? I mean, the young lad crying on the phone because the lady heard his deep voice and misgendered him, and then Abby. At least Abby knows what's coming. Anyway, next up. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, next up. So, this, we've heard several songs in the past few videos. These people are starting to get creative. So, this young lady wrote a song about being non-binary. Should be interesting. Roll it.
Binary, or am I too feminine for that? It's just a construct, don't be silly. Every queer knows it's a fact. I like my body. It's just that she feels kinda wrong. I like they, them, and I owe nobody an explanation.
Your song? It's awful. I hate it.
All right, next up. So this lovely young lady with the giant bow ring in her nose claims that her and her friend just got hate crimed. She says that some passerby yelled some derogatory term at them because they're in wheelchairs. I don't think I'm buying this. I think she might be making this up. Check it out. Roll it.
So we just got hate crimed and I'm really excited about it. So the way that we travel is that Alice will like hang on to the back of my chair while we move. So we're like a little train. And someone fully like saw us going past and yelled out from his car, "Cripple!" And we were like, yeah! Like, it's never happened like that before. Like, I get called a fat piece of shit all the time. Alice has like all this transphobic rhetoric towards her, but like, it's never been just so blatant, and like, we're both just really chuffed that it's finally happened.
Are you out of your f***ing mind?
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Sorry, I'm just not buying it. And that young lady was far too excited to be so-called hate crimed. That was weird. Anyway, next up. So this young scholar is getting a good chuckle out of his comment section where people are leaving racial slurs for white people. So these terms are supposed to be offensive to white people? I'm not offended by them in the least bit. They all sound actually pretty ridiculous, but he gets a good laugh out of it. Roll it.
No purpose flower. Transparent mongoose. Untitled document. Daylight mode. No seasoning seagull. Cornstarch crusaders. Somebody said Jeffree Star. Dandruff attack. Parchment paper. Oh, they were too creative with them.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
What do you mean, you people? Now listen, I'm not even slightly offended by anything he said. Those words meant nothing to me. My blood pressure didn't go up one bit. However, I could say one word, just one word to that young man, and he would go into a complete tailspin. He would have a meltdown. Anyway, next up. So, this is a biological man who identifies as a trans woman. And this person's in the hospital, doesn't realize that the hospital staff is trying to ultimately help, not hurt them. Roll it.
The reality of being trans is, even if you're in the hospital trying to get help, you're going to get misgendered. It's going to be the hospital staff, and it's going to hurt. This morning, I was woken up by being called a he.
You act like a little right now.
Alright, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Now, I was reading the comments to this clip, and a bunch of people said that this is a military uniform this young lady is wearing. They didn't say which branch, or even which country, but they said this is a military uniform, and if that's the case, whichever branch or whichever country this young lady belongs to, they clearly got rid of their physical training standards, which is never, ever good for any military anywhere, ever. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by the Etsy store Red Clover Fields. Now, this is my wife's Etsy store, and she's got some fantastic stuff on there, stuff I use every day. I take a spoonful of elderberry syrup every day to keep my immune system boosted. I put the calendula salve on my hands to keep them from getting cracked and dry up here in the New England winters. So I can definitely vouch for the stuff I use. If you're looking to boost your immune system up, if you're looking for any gifts this holiday season, definitely go peruse her store. I will put a link to that in the description box below. So Red Clover Fields on Etsy, thank you for being today's video sponsor. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Okay, enough.
Oh my god, look at that whale!
So this next clip, well, this is a 3.5 minute long trailer of, I guess, this guy's life, but it may be copyrighted. So I'm only going to play about the first 10 to 15 seconds of it. And trust me, that's all you're going to want to hear, trust me. And the first 10 to 15 seconds may actually be a little too much. Roll it.
Do you have your private parts tattooed? I have my genitals tattooed. My penis is tattooed. Does your dad have his penis tattooed?
What the is this?
Trust me, guys, the first 10 to 15 seconds of that trailer, what you guys saw, is pretty tame. The rest of it, a continued spiral into madness, so you're not missing anything. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of the Prime Minister of Ireland insinuating that the government of Ireland is too white and they need to change it. Now, if you pair this with what's going on over in Ireland right now, this is not a good look. This is not a good look at all. Anyway, things are clearly getting crazy out there. Clearly. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
One thing I strongly agree with the Deputy on is the need to set a target to have a number of people from ethnic minorities in areas of the public service. We have a health service that's very diverse, although less so as you go up towards the senior positions. Not so much in the Gardaí, not so much in the Defence Forces, not so much in the education sector, as the Deputy mentioned, not at all in the civil service, which is very white, including the Department of Equality, for example, and that actually needs to change. So we need to have, I think, a target for people who come from ethnic minority backgrounds, but also dedicated recruitment campaigns to encourage people, because we do need a generation of young people growing up in Ireland who are people of colour to see black and brown school principals, judges, Keane Corla perhaps in the future. Who knows? Visibility and opportunity is really important.
That's racism, man. I love to racism, bro.
And you ain't black.